understand each of you keenly, my friends. You have not arrived at these decisions lightly, and I do not doubt your convictions. Yet choosing any of the options before me risks creating a schism among the others. I cannot afford to lose any of you, not after how far we've come, which leaves me only one option.
This is the point. So maybe we wouldn't get this cutscene if we didn't meet the requirements up to this point. So, again, all the things that we did that required this was in chapter 7 when we had the option of either to protect Roland or give up Prince Roland. It doesn't actually matter which one you do, but if you protect him, you need to not use any of the wildfire traps. So we didn't use any of the wildfire traps, and it was really, really painful to not use any of those traps. If we did it, we succeeded. Then the next requirement was in chapter 10, chapter 9 leading into chapter 10, where rather than reporting the salt to High Zant, we transported the illegal salt to Lord Svarog, and then when we got there, we revealed Roland's identity to Lord Svarog in order to earn Svarog's trust. And I did wind up looking up on YouTube what happens if you keep Roland's identity a secret, and it results in Lord Svarog not trusting you, and he doesn't pay you for the salt. He's like, leave here with your lives, that'll be payment for the salt. And it's like, oh, he really doesn't like you if you don't reveal Roland's identity. So we went ahead and did that. And then finally, no, not finally, there's a couple thingamabobs. We need to defend the Roselle in chapter 11, so that's what we wound up doing rather than giving up the Roselle. And then we found the key of the Roselle, which led us to the conclusion that High Zant, everything going on there is a lie, and yada yada, all that fun stuff. And then in chapter 15, when we had the option of return to the Roselle village and investigate the bandits, remain in the capital and expose the corrupt royalists, or return to Wolf Fort and tell Simon that Glenbrook has been reclaimed, that was the one that was required for the true ending. We had to return to Glenbrook and tell Simon that Glenbrook had been reclaimed. And we did that, but freaking Simon wound up getting assassinated. But he didn't die before telling Sarah Noah that he's of like the true royal bloodline, essentially, and that giving him the ring that signifies that. So with all these conditions met, we have now revealed this option. There must be another way.
Nay, I mustn't give in so readily. There must be another way. One that will bind us together, not tear us asunder. Now then, to find it. Certainties first. We cannot afford to relinquish control of the salt crystals to any one nation. Salt necessarily belongs to the people, and on that point I shall not waver. There must be a way to bring about the lasting peace Roland desires without the need for High Zant's warped teachings. High Zant moves to take the Grand Norzelian mines as I contemplate this. It must be stopped. They will no doubt make an ostentatious show of power in an attempt to intimidate us. What's worse, they'll soon be at our door, and we'll not defeat them with our army alone. Surely there's a way we can hold them off.
Alright, so this one, apparently the option that we need to do here is greet them with the Wolfort Domain's wildfire.
The wildfire, of course! We'll draw them into the village and set the vast majority of their forces alight.
So that's why we needed to not use the fire traps.
Never relent, however.
Saving them for now.
Bear down on us with the full force of their army. We've no chance of winning a protracted war. High Zant must fall, and quickly. We need Esfrost. We need the Death Snell. 'Tis the only way we'll pierce the goddess's shield. I hardly relish the thought of asking Gustadolf to come to our aid. He'll no doubt demand the salt crystals in return. Who might help us get our hands on that weapon?
Might Lord Svarog be the key?
Lord Svarog, yes. He's fortified alongside us. It's time he made good on his word. We share a common enemy in Gustadolf. He'll be a boon. There is still the matter of how we invade Hyzant and incite the Roselle to rebel.
For this one, it's we can expose the truth hidden within the goddess's statue, as we learned about with the key of the Roselle.
Yes! We'll blast away the statue and reveal Hyzant's lies for all to see. If the Rosellan legends are true, an enormous pillar of salt rests within the goddess's statue. Revealing that will prove that the Roselle spoke truth all these years. Goddess and Hierophant alike will lose all claim to authority, leaving them open to a revolt from a united Roselle. And now we have the means to make the explosives that will bring Hyzant to its knees. Just one problem remains. How will we manage to pass through the goddess's shield? No banner could pass into Hyzant without arousing suspicion. Unless...
They're of the consortium.
Unless they've no banner at all. The consortium, of course. One glimpse of the salt crystals ought to bring Claris to the table. So long as I play to his self-interest, the rest will follow. I have it. I've found a way to give everyone what they want most in one fell swoop. The salt crystals will belong to all, and not just a privileged few. The people of Norzelia will finally be lords and ladies of their own making, masters of their own destinies. Benedict's fervent desire to protect the domain's integrity, Roland's yearning for equity, Frederica's resolve to free her people. I hear you all, my friends. You're not alone. Nor are the countless others who look to me at this late hour. If ever there were a time to heed my father's last words, it is now. I must forge my own path and lead my people. The scales cannot save us this time. The words of my closest confidants have revealed a way forward that the scales never could. All that remains is to convince them to follow me down the path I have made. As Lord of House Wolford, I solemnly swear an oath by which all future lords shall be bound. I will never turn my back on the promise of a better world.
If griefs could passions move completed. I guess that's the last time we'll see the scales of conviction. And with all three alit. Huh. That was, certainly something. So now I'm gonna have to save into a different slot like this is what I'm gonna have to do. Like that.
Thus did Serenoa ascertain the scale's true purpose. Taking up the mantle of his late father, Lord Simone, and the ill-fated Dragan, Serenoa returns to present his allies with a bold new vision for Norzelia's future.
Chapter 17, Part 2. Those of Aspiration.
I have made up my mind. We turn the salt crystals over to no one, but we do not keep them for ourselves. Instead, we distribute them equally to every person across Norzelia and change the face of the continent.
Do you hear yourself?
Do you mean this sincerely, Serenoa?
What of the Roselle?
I speak my conscience, and I promise I have not forgotten the Roselle. Pray, grant me the time to explain my strategy. We must put an end to the teachings if we are to release the salt to all Norzelians. Which is to say, the holy state of Hyzant must fall.
So we are to take up Benedict's proposal?
No. I propose we attack on 3 separate fronts.
at the same time?
We will use our domain's wildfire to prevent Hyzant from capturing the mines. Meanwhile, I wish to negotiate an accord with Esfrost that affords us use of the Death Snell. I know full well the risks involved. However, I believe we can convince Svarog, who opposes the Archduke, that an alliance is worthwhile. Finally, we expose the falsehoods that prop up Hyzant's precious teachings and incite another Rosellan uprising. In one fell swoop, we can abase the Hierophant and throw the capital into chaos. That accomplished, we shall sack the Holy State with Esfrost at our side. With both the source and the crystals in our possession, no one in Norzelia will ever want for salt. We can bring peace, equity, and stability to all Norzelia, just as Roland envisioned. We can restore the Wolfort name to its former glory and usher it into a new era, as Benedict desires. An era, my dear Frederica, in which the Roselle shall be free once and for all. What I ask may sound impossible, but we have survived long odds before. Let us cling together and do so once again. Do any present have objections to the path I have set before us?
None for me, lad. You've quickened the very blood in my veins.
Permit me to speak plainly, Your Majesty. I am in agreement with Lord Serenoa.
We cannot dream our desires into reality. Some things must be fought for and won.
We've tried your way, Benedict. It's time we tried something new.
What say you three?
I am ashamed to admit that my obsession with the domain's safety may have blinded me to more aggressive solutions. Your plan is audacious, perhaps even reckless, but it is not impossible, and may well be worth the risk. House Wolford is better for having you at its helm, Lord Serenoa.
The fate of my people always felt so small compared to the war raging around us. Yet you would still choose to walk a dangerous path, rather than cast the Roselle aside. It would be my honor to fight alongside you, and see this through.
I honestly thought Hyzant would rule better than I could. That they would bring prosperity to Norzelia. I shrank from my duties and lost myself to the idea of revenge upon Gustadolf. I may well have betrayed my own kingdom. But you, Serenoa, opened my eyes to the truth. And for you, my friend, as King of Glenbrook, I shall face any enemy and lead our people to glory.
Then we've no need of the scales. Our path is decided. From here on out, we shall split into 3 regiments. Allow me to explain the role each has to play. I pray that clarifies what each regiment needs do. Prolonging the war risks slowly driving the 3 kingdoms to ruin and starving their people in the process. Not to mention, all involved will lose sight of what they were fighting for, if they haven't already.
Agreed. 'Tis for the good of all if we bring it to a swift and decisive end.
And so we find ourselves contemplating war on 3 fronts.
Hyzant and Esfrost aren't expecting such drastic action from us. The element of surprise may deliver us victory.
As will the leader of each regiment involved in this gambit.
I shall lure the Hyzantian army to their doom here at Castle Wolfort.
Svarog knows who I am, and swore he would fight alongside me. I shall depart for Esfrost and hold him to his word.
Pray, let me be the one to journey to Hyzant. I would love nothing more than to expose their false idol for all to see, and lead my people to rebel in the name of freedom.
Then I shall secure the help of Claris and the Consortium in exchange for information about the salt crystals. He can secret you inside the capital and provide you with explosives enough to fell the goddess. Though we fight on distant fronts, we are bound together in spirit. We fight to the last for Norzelia!
For Norzelia!
No, it can't be. General Avlora? Of the Asfrosti army?
Former General. I come to you now as a citizen of Norzelia, nothing more. I come to House Wolfort in search of sanctuary. I beg you, have the mercy to take me in.
Wait here.
General of Laura, we thought you missing.
Indeed, it was your actions that caused my brief disappearance, though I bear no grudge for how the battle ended. This time, however, I come to you with a humble request. I wish to join your ranks, if you'll have me.
You wish to defect? To what end?
That we may bring this fraught and fractious chapter of Norzelia's history to a close. I would see those of Lady Cordelia's generation preside over an era of peace and tranquility. You've every right to doubt me when I say Lady Cordelia has touched me. But I swore to be her sword forevermore, not Esfrost's.
We have long been enemies. You've taken much from us in Esfrost's name. I know you to be many things, General of Laura, but a schemer and a liar are not among them. I trust that you speak true, and your talk of a swift end to this conflict appeals to me. We are of the same mind.
My lord.
Nevertheless, there remains bad blood between us. There may be some within our ranks who are less than pleased to see you.
I expect there will be. I understand their hurt, and have made my peace with it. I will suffer their slings and arrows gladly, if it means bringing peace to Norzelia.
I admire your conviction. In truth, we have already arrived at our decision. Your strength is a boon we can neither hope to replicate nor replace. I welcome you, General of Laura, to House Wolfort.
My sword is yours, Lord Serenor.
Laura joined your forces. So, there aren't any character recruits tied to the other endings, but the true ending, if you go down the Serenoa route, of Laura is a recruit that you get down that one. So, of Laura's aptitudes in battle, a fierce fighter who's willing to risk even her own life. Stats increase when her HP is low. Boasts an incredibly powerful attack, though is not without danger. I think I've seen her use it against us, where it does like insane damage to the target, but she takes some damage herself.
Now, Serenoa, let us divide House Wolfort into 3 regiments.
I leave the allocation of forces in your capable hands.
Choose wisely. Once the plan is in motion, we won't have the luxury of adjusting our strategy.
Understood.
I sure hope it lets me save before this. I really hope I don't screw myself. Oh boy, and now it's all units will be divided into 3 regiments. Each regiment will fight its own separate battle. I thought, you know what I thought? I thought that it was just the final battle that used all units. Apparently that is not the case. I thought that I'd only have to like grind and prepare for the final battle there. But apparently the true route does this, huh? Oh, I can't back out to save. I think I have like some other saves from earlier if I like really need to though. Is this what it's recommending to me? Oh boy. How many people do I have that can heal anyway? Like there's Narv, there's Hosabara, and then there's Gila as the 3 ones that can heal. Medina's like a healer as well, but she's like an item healer is the thing. 2 items in quick succession, so I guess I'd stock up on healing items with her. She's probably I haven't really ever used her all that much. But she's probably gonna be like my best substitute in for Gila, as long as I'm willing to just burn through items, you know. Or I'll turn off the Doogie Camp temporarily. Huh. Oh boy. So Medina's probably pretty good if you're willing to just burn through like a bazillion items. So, oh, dang. What am I gonna do about this, huh? Yeah, it's suddenly starting to make sense why it's recommended that you do the golden route last. My good gracious. Crap. Okay. So one of them is gonna have one more unit than the rest. Hold on, let's distribute like my healers first is what I'll do. Hold on, let's put some units at the back as saying like I don't know if they're for sure going in yet. Let's have Gila go with, I don't know. Maybe I'll have Gila over here, and then Medina here, and then Hosabara can be part of this one, along with Narv. So I can have like my two better healers. Or my two better healers, like one here, one here. This one's gonna have to burn through items and level up a whole bunch, but that's fine. just burn through items. And my 2 like okay-ish healers here, since nobody else can heal really, unless you use like healy items. Okay, yeah, let's start with that first and foremost, and then, oh boy, this is difficult. This is difficult here. And then have, like, a tankier character for each, maybe. Like, I mean, Eridor's, like, my best tanky character, so he should go with somebody that might struggle with that otherwise. Like, let's have Eridor be going with Frederica, then. And then, what would my other tanky characters be? Like, Flanagan? Maybe, would Avlora be a tankier one? Look at that, we got Avlora then. Desperate Strike deal greater physical damage when at 50% or less of your maximum HP is just a passive there. Decrease your HP by 15% of your max HP to deal physical damage to a single enemy. Can't use this if your HP is below 15%. Okay. Huh. Is that a, that's an attack of some sort then? I don't have to use any TP with that. Also, it's playing the main theme right now. Deal physical damage to enemies across 3 horizontal squares and lower their evasion movement of 3 turns. Oh. Huh. Makes her a bit tankier at less than that. That pairs pretty well with that then. Raise your strength and evasion, but lower your physical defense for 3 turns. Oh. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, I'm definitely making this hard on myself by doing this here. Alright, I have another tank of Flanagan. And then, is there anyone else I'd count as like a third kind of tank unit? I mean, there's a Piccoletta just because she can make like a decoy, I guess. Let's have Benedict, who can buff defenses, over here on the one that's like not as defensive, and then we can have Flanagan over here. Sure. I don't know. How about my archers? I have 1 Hawk Rider over here already, so I'm gonna need someone that can do like some real damage over here, though. I mean, hold on. Let's worry about like archers first. This is what we'll do. Ah, crap. Crap. Not a lot of movement over there, so maybe I don't know. Maybe Huet over here, and then Archibald. I only have, like, the 2 archers there. I would have had 3 if I had done, like, the other route in Chapter 3, but we have Corentin instead. So maybe I should worry about mages right now. So I already have, like, 1 mage in Narv there. I have no mages here. Like, if I'm just looking at the front row, that is. And then none here. So, this one also already has Frederica, so don't need to worry about that there. So maybe Corentin with this one, and then Azana with this one. In terms of more decent damage dealers, we can have like Serenoa, Avlora, and Maxwell. Like that. For the ones that are focusing on more damage. I'm gonna switch around Maxwell and Avlora, actually. Reason being, Eridor can potentially wall, and Maxwell can, like, you know, do the 2... Yeah, I would have had more people if I had saved this route for later playthroughs, but I'm crazy. I'm doing it on the first playthrough, so here we are. Putting Maxwell here to have a spear user, because then Eridor can be like a wall, and Maxwell can be attacking behind him to still hit units up front there. Is my plan. So if Laura and Roland will be together. I mean, I could always do something like this. We can have, like, the best of pals together. Sure. I'll do that there. And then, I'm probably gonna want Julio with the group that has more mages and such. And the healer that needs the 2 TP for that as well. Now then, I wish I knew what the battlefields actually look like so I could, you know, assign niche characters like Jens a bit better, you know? This group over here is a little bit wonky looking. Hold on. I could always give this one, like, some of my best units like that. A couple of them there. And then... Ah, crap. This group looks kind of weird, too. A bunch of very niche characters there, so... I mean, I could always do something like this. I wasn't expecting this regiment thing. I wasn't expecting this. So hold on. This group has Frederica, Narv, Hosabara, Eridor, Archibald, Maxwell, Julio. So it's got like a relatively good group to like find some choke point. Setting up for the next 3 battles, actually. So this would be like a pretty good group for like setting up a choke point and then like, you know, attacking through it and such. Is what it kind of looks like. Some supporting units there. This group over here, meanwhile, has a item healer. You can potentially use Corentin for a little bit of defense if I use the Icy Wall. Avlora would have to be the one to, you know, be in the vanguard the most. And with support from characters like Anna and Huet, maybe that wouldn't be too bad. Piccoletta can also put out her decoy to, take some hits if need be. Then over here we have the 1 mage. So every group does have at least the 1 mage. So Azana will be able to hit for some magic damage then. We have Flanagan as our wall, our healer there, and then like some niche kind of weird units that I might be able to use well, and then Serenoa and Roland, the best buddies forever. Boy. Select a unit with A to change position. Oh, the A button. I was like, what do you mean A? I don't know why I can't save here. At least I have like my earlier save file that can like lead into this if it like really comes down to it. Oh, I'm so sketched out, man. So we're starting out with a Benedict's regiment to catch an army.
Hyzant raises their army on the presumption they can seize the Grand Norzelian mines for themselves. The Hierophant has ordered them to destroy House Wolford as well. We, however, will not yield. The salt crystals are ours, and we will defend them with our lives. Hyzant shall bend the knee at the tip of our blades. Their army may have the advantage of numbers, but even that will mean naught against our wildfire traps. The Hyzantian army blindly obeys the Hierophant. But the Hierophant has no power here. We choose our own path, and we have the courage of our convictions. This battle is but the first step on the path Lord Serenoa has laid before us. Let us take this first step together and rejoice. For Norzelia, now and forever.
Roland's regiment. Assault on Twinsgate.
Twinsgate is sealed. Kustadov hardens his defenses at the encampment within. We will approach the gate and request an audience. We may yet find common ground with Esfrost. The duchy wields the Death Snell, a weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield surrounding Hyzant to rubble. We need that weapon if we are to break the Holy State's stranglehold on Salt, and thus Norzelia. I know this may feel a betrayal to some of you. Esfrost invaded us. They are the enemy. They murdered my father and brother, and I will never forget nor forgive them for it. But I believe if Father were still here, he would see that I go to Esfrost for the right reasons. That I ask them for aid so that we may thrive. For above all, a king's duty is to his people. And I would sooner cast out the shadows of the past by building a brighter future than lament our lot in life. I ask for your aid in building that bright future. Let us walk the path set before us by Serenoa, and lead Norzelia into a new era of peace and prosperity unlike any we've known.
Frederica's regiment. Rosellan rescue effort.
To the plan. We shall slip into the capital of the Holy State, disguised as a band of merchants from the Norzelia Consortium. Lord Claris has taken on no small amount of risk in agreeing to help us gain entry. We are truly in your debt, Lord Claris.
I stand to gain more from a liberated Norzelia, where Hyzant no longer dictates the terms of trade and commerce. In short, spare no extra thoughts for me. This is as much a business consideration as it is helping those in need.
As he says, this is for the future of Norzelia. We now endeavor to destroy the goddess's likeness that serves as a pillar of their teachings. If the Rosellan legends are true, we will find that the statue concealed a massive pillar of salt that was stolen from my people. This salt pillar is incontrovertible proof that the teachings and the goddess around which they are built are lies. The faithful will be shaken to their core, and the Hierophant's power will wane. With luck, we may even show the Roselle they were without fault, inciting them to rise once more and cast off the yoke of their oppressors. This is nothing less than a battle to wrest control of Norzelia from the clutches of a capricious and vengeful goddess. Have you prepared the explosives, Lord Claris?
Prepared and loaded onto a cart, my lady. Enough to bring the goddess back to Earth, I should think.
Excellent. Then let us depart.
You are are a marvel, Lady Frederica. A Rosellan with as frosty blood, fighting under House Wolfort's banner. Who better than you to challenge Hyzant's tyranny? Do you not feel the weight of destiny upon you?
This is not destiny, Lord Claris. Nothing could be less certain than the moment in which we find ourselves. Serenoa and I have traveled a long, hard road together. It brought us here, but it does not end here. And so we walk on.
Now you seek to fell the goddess. You are possessed of an iron will, if you'll forgive the expression.
I shall take that as a compliment. Watch over us, Mother.
The Hose of Aspiration completed. Oh, I'm worried. I am very afeared of how these battles are gonna go. Save into not that slot. Not that one either. That's like before the vote. This is before making the regiments. Save into this slot now. Ah! Oh, it's scary.